you how I make it's kale white bean sausage soup. I don't use the Italian sausage that it calls for. I prefer to use turkey kielbasa, and I like the hardwood smoked because it adds a real good smoky flavor to this soup. So what you'll need is either Italian sausage or kielbasa of your choice, kale, 2 cans of white beans, olive oil. You will need 6 to 8 cups of chicken stock. You'll need onion, garlic, carrots, celery, oregano, parsley, salt, pepper, house seasoning to taste. So let's get started. Okay, first we want to start on the things we need to chop up. The onion and the sausage or kielbasa goes in first, so we're going to do that, and we'll move this to the side. You can cut these up in any method, slices. You can make little cubes out of it. I'm just going to slice mine, and I will slice it pretty thinly. So, when I get this all sliced up and ready to work on the onion, I'll bring you back. Okay, my kielbasa is cut up, so I'm going to work on my onion. And since there's white beans in this, I kind of like the vegetables and the onion to be about the same size as the white beans. Just because I'm particular when it comes to textures and things. So I will dice this up to about the size of the white beans. And then I'll also cut the carrot and the celery up to that size too. I'm going to get working on the onion and I'll bring you back. Okay, I have my onion cut up, and I'm going to show you a super simple way to cut up celery. Of course, my vegetables have been washed. What you do is you just I'm not a real fan of celery in soup, but I know that it gives it really good flavor, so I go ahead and put it in there. But it has to be chopped up extremely small, just so I don't bite down onto a large piece of it. But you cut your vegetables any way you prefer. This is how I prefer to do my celery, like little tiny dice. But if you don't mind celery in soups and things that you can see and actually feel when you're chewing it, you cut it up any which way you want to. So there's that. Add as much celery as you prefer. Add as much carrots, onion. I know I do. Now, I'm probably going to put a dice on the carrots too. You could cut them in rounds. It doesn't really matter. I am a soup junkie. So I will be sharing probably 5 or 6 of my favorite soup recipes. And winter's coming. I can sometimes, I mean, it's still hot here. Don't get me wrong. It's still hot, but in the mornings and later in the evenings, it starts to cool off and you can feel fall coming. And I am just, that's my time of year. So I'm going to get all of my vegetables, well, the rest of my carrots cut up and my garlic cut up, and I will bring you back when I'm ready to put it in the pot. Okay, I have my vegetables cut, I have my garlic cut, and I'm going to go ahead and put just a little bit of olive oil in the bottom of my pan, or my pot, because I don't want anything to really stick. I've got my stove on to medium-high heat, and when this oil comes up to temperature, I'll bring you back. Okay, my oil's hot enough, so I'm going to go ahead and dump all of my vegetables in. I'm going to hold off on the garlic because it tends to burn really easily. So let's see, I'm going to spoon out. Whoa, dragging everything with me. Just get everything coated in a little bit of oil that you put in there. do with this is just let this cook for about, I'd say 10 minutes just to get, well, bless you, just to get the vegetables softened up a little bit. Then we'll come back, we'll add the garlic and the seasonings. When we're ready for that, I'll bring you back. Okay, the veggies have been, the veggies in the kielbasa have been going about 10 minutes, and they're getting tender. So I'm gonna go ahead and add the garlic. And that was 4 cloves of garlic. I added 5 just because I like garlic. Let's get that in the pot. Then we're gonna go ahead and add our seasonings to let them bloom a little bit. And this is my house seasoning. It's to taste. If you don't have house seasoning, salt and pepper is just fine. Okay. Then we need 1 tablespoon of dried parsley. And we need, let's see, I think it's a 1/2 teaspoon of oregano. It is a 1/2 teaspoon, but I like oregano, so I'm gonna add a whole teaspoon. But the original recipe calls for 1/2 teaspoon of oregano. So there's that. We're gonna mix this in. And get the seasonings to bloom. While that's doing that, I'm gonna go over here and I'm gonna open my chicken stock and I'm gonna open my cans of beans. I'll bring you back when I'm ready to add it. Okay. The seasonings have had time to bloom. I'm gonna go ahead and add my kale. It calls for 6 ounces, but feel free to add as much as you want. I'm probably gonna add about, what is this, a 16-ounce bag? I'm probably gonna add 1/2 of this, and it will cook down quite a bit. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that in the pot and get it wilting. Like I said, the smoked turkey kielbasa really adds a lot of flavor to this soup. And if you don't like kale, try this recipe because you don't realize you're eating kale. Okay, I'm going to put the lid on this and let it wilt down for a minute or 2, and then we'll come back and add the beans and the stock. Okay, the kale has cooked down. I'm going to go ahead and open my stock. Again, this is 6 to 8 cups of stock. This just happens to be my home canned stock, but any chicken stock will do. Okay, let me get that stirred. I'm going to go ahead and add the beans and bring it back to a boil, and I'll bring you back when we're bubbling. Okay, the soup has come up to a rolling boil. I'm going to stir it, and I'm going to turn it down to medium-low heat, and we're going to let this go for probably 20 minutes. Also, you can add a cup of water. The recipe says, if desired, add a cup of water. I'm going to give it 20 minutes and see how thick it is, and if I feel like I need to add water. So I'll bring you back in 20 minutes. Okay, it's been about 20 minutes, and we're still at a really good simmer. When I stir this, I like my soup to be soupy, and this is a little bit on the thicker side for me. So I am going to go ahead and add the recommended cup of water, just to thin it out a little bit. And I'll let that go for maybe 5 or 10 more minutes, and I'll bring you back and show you what it looks like in the bowl. Okay, here it is in the bowl, and I like to serve it with a little bit of Parmesan cheese. I hope you enjoy. Is it good? Mm-hmm.